Hello crafty friends, it's Alicia here with a project for Tailored Expressions. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a winter card with extra sparkle and texture using the Snowy Season stamp and die combo. While I'll be showing you how to make a single card using the coordinating dies, this is a great combo to stamp your own pattern cardstock and use it with happy half sheets to create a set of cards. Some other products you'll see featured in today's video are the Arch Stacklets and Petite Scallop Arch Stacklets dies, the Splatter Background stamp, and a brick embossing folder. For cardstocks, I'll be using Blueberry, Cake Pop, and Sugar Cube, and for inks, I got out Blueberry, Cake Pop, Jelly Donut, and Lavender Glaze. For stamping, I got out the exclusive Teal Misti and the Just Press tool, and I'll also be doing some heat embossing, so I got out the powder tool, silver embossing powder, VersaMark ink, and a heat tool. And finally, I got out silver matte enamel dots and a variety of adhesives to hold everything together. Let's get crafty! I'm going to get started by stamping the snowflakes, and I did decide ahead of time which snowflake I wanted with which ink. So to keep this straight later, I went ahead and took off those stamps and placed them right onto the lids of the ink pads. The only stamps I'm not going to put on ink pads right now are the ones that I will be heat embossing later. For the snowflakes, I'm going to do some free range stamping or stamping outside of a Misti. So I'm going to place the first one on a clear block, and for this I am using the new Cake Pop color. Now since I don't have a second go at this, after I ink it up, I'm going to firmly hold it in place onto my scrap of sugar cube, not rocking it too much, and I want to give the ink a little added time to transfer. Once that first snowflake is down, I carefully put the stamp back on the lid, avoiding any ink on my fingers, and then I moved on to the additional colors. Again, trying to press firmly, giving the ink some time to transfer. But you'll see here with the blueberry snowflake, on the first impression, it wasn't complete. I didn't press quite enough in the center. So all I did was just ink that up again and give a second go at it. For my color palette today, I chose shades of blue and purple for a more wintry, chilly feel. Let me know down in the comment section below what colors you might choose. For the rest of the stamping, I will be using my Misti because I will be heat embossing with some silver powder, and whenever I do that, I like to ink up and stamp each of the images twice. So with the Misti, you can get perfect placement to do this. On the scrap of sugar cube, I'm putting the Warm Wishes sentiment and the smallest snowflake that has the coordinating die. Before I do any stamping, I did run the TE anti-static powder tool over my scrap of sugar cube, just so later when I pour on the powder, it doesn't stick where I don't want it. Now, since I will be die cutting these little pieces out, it's not super important, but I just like to be in the habit of always using that powder tool. Once I have stamped that twice and used the Just Press tool for a nice impression, I pour the powder over my piece of cardstock, tap off the excess, and then melt the powder with the heat tool. Again, this is always like magic. While all those tools are still out, I decided I wanted to add some extra sparkle to my card base, which I cut out of blueberry cardstock, and I'm going to be using the Splatter Background. This kind of reminds me a little bit of snowfall. To hold my card base in place while I do the stamping, I added a little adhesive to the back and removed some of the tack with my fingertips. Then I placed the stamp face down, making sure it would go all the way across the card, and once again, before I ink up the stamp, I used the anti-static powder tool. Now with this background stamp, if there's even a little extra powder, no big deal because it has kind of that splattered distress look. But again, I just like to be in the habit. Once that is inked up and stamped twice, I go ahead and pour my powder all the way across the front of that card and then heat it up. Now, because I am using extra heat on the card base, once all of the embossing powder is set and looking shiny, I do take my heat tool back underneath the front of that card base just to try to reduce some of that warping. Now, because it is a darker card base, you can see the powder, so I took a soft cloth and wiped off the excess. Now it's time for the die cutting, so I brought back in the Snowy Season coordinating die set and paired up each of the dies with either their snowflake or the sentiment. And here's a look at all of those pieces cut out. I just love the extra little white border that gives the images and the sentiment. For the focal area on my card, I use a 4th from largest Petite Scallop Arch Stacklet die on a piece of Cake Pop cardstock. And then from Sugar Cube, I use a 4th from largest Arch Stacklet die. For some added texture on the Sugar Cube piece, once I die cut it, I am going to run it through with this brick embossing folder. Those two pieces layer nicely together, and I'm going to love how that rough, hard texture of the bricks is going to go up against the delicate snowflakes later. And speaking of layering together, it is now time to start assembly. The first thing I'm going to do is add liquid glue to the back of my embossed piece. I did add quite a bit since there is that texture, and now with the liquid glue I have a little bit of wiggle time to get that nice and centered. So it does adhere nicely. I brought in some magnets to hold that down while it dried. Once that glue had set, I added this piece to the center of the card base, once again using the liquid glue to get it nice and centered and holding it down while it dried with the magnets. One of my favorite features of the Glassboard is being able to use magnets to help with gluing. Let me know some of your favorite features down in that comment section below. Here's a look at the card base all put together. I am loving the extra shine from the background, but because this is a dark card base, I want the personal message on the inside to be easy to read. So off camera, I cut a piece of sugar cube to 3 3/4 by 5, and now I'm going to add a little design on the inside by using one of those snowflake stamps with blueberry ink. This is a quick and easy way to add some extra decoration. It's like a little surprise on the inside. When that was done, I added it with adhesive, and now it's time to finish off the focal point. Before I add these pieces to the card front, I am going to place a shadow behind my sentiment. For this, I cut another one of those dies out of blueberry cardstock and adhered it to the back at just a slight offset. Not only is this going to help it stand out from the brick background, but when I go to put the foam tape on it here in just a little bit, it gives me more area to hide that tape behind. While that was drying, I played around with the arrangement of the snowflakes. I ended up putting 2 in the top left and 3 in the bottom right, and I made sure that some hung off of the scalloped area. Once I liked the arrangement, I used liquid glue to adhere down 3 of the 5 snowflakes. And again, the liquid glue allows me a little extra time to move it around, and then the magnets helped hold those pieces firmly in place until they were dry, especially with the texture of the bricks. Now for the remaining 2 snowflakes and the sentiment, I want to pop those up, and for this I brought in foam sticky strips. With some time and non-stick scissors, I covered the back of each piece with the foam tape, and then before placing these onto the card front, I did use liquid glue on top of the foam. This does give me some wiggle time, especially on the sentiment, to get everything nice and aligned. After everything was dry, I decided that I wanted to pull some of the metallic silver from the upper left of my focal point down into the lower right. So to do this, I brought in silver matte enamel dots and added one to the center of each of the snowflakes. You'll see there on that last one, I brought the package over to the snowflake to decide which size of the enamel dots I wanted to use. And here are some close-up looks at the finished card. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's video. If you enjoyed the process, a thumbs up is appreciated. And if you're not already a subscriber, we do hope you'll click on the button below so you're the first to know about our latest videos. To find out more about the products I used today, you can check out the links in the description box below or visit the Tailored Expressions online store at tailoredexpressions.com.